Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about simple interest, and simple interest has a lot to do with like loans, banking, things like that. So there's four parts to the equation to find the simple interest. So there's a simple interest itself. There's principal, which is always going to be our money. So P is going to stand for principal. We have our rate, which is our annual interest rate, and we're always going to want that to be a decimal. Usually they're going to give it to us as a percent, and we'll have to change it to a decimal. And so let's go ahead and write down here. So we're going to go from a percent and we're going to change it to a decimal. And then our last one is going to be our time, and it's going to be in years. So a lot of times they'll give it to you in years, sometimes they'll give it to you in months, and then you have to change it to years. Okay. So our two things we're going to be doing today is we're going to find the interest earned, and then we're going to find the balance on the account. Okay, so let's say I have a savings account and I put in $500 it's going to have 3% interest for 3 years. So I need to figure out how much interest am I going to earn, and then I need to figure out what is the total balance going to be on the account. So I have my principal, which is going to be the money, the rate, which I'm going to change to be a decimal, and then I have the time, which I need to be in years. And then my equation is I equals P times R times T. So I have I equals, so P, so that's my principal again, and I see that that is money, so I know that's $500. So I'm going to have $500. Let's maybe put these in parentheses. Times, okay, so I have 3%. That as a decimal, if I move it 2 times to the left, 1, 2, would equal 0.03. So I'm going to take that times 0.03 times, and then I have my time in years. So in years, well, they said 3 years, so that's already in years, so I can just leave it as 3. Okay. Now I'm going to multiply that. So you can take your calculator, again, phone, iPad, whatever you have, 500 times 0.03 times 3. Okay, so that gives me $45. So I know my interest is going to be $45. So I put that $500 in. After 3 years, the interest is going to give me $45. Okay, so that's my interest earned. So my total in the account would be the total that I put in. So I put in the 500 plus the $45 interest. So that would give me a total of $545. Okay, so there's two parts. So you need to have two answers. All right. So on the next one, it says $2,000, 8% for 1 year. Okay. So I have my interest again. And so my principal is the money. So they say that's $2,000. Remember, we're going to be multiplying all these numbers. $2,000 times my rate. Remember, that has to be a decimal. So here's my rate, and I need to change that to a decimal. So I have 8%. Remember, if there's no decimal, it's at the end. I'm going to move it 2 times to the left, add a 0 in there. So that would be 0.08. So times 0.08. And then the time in years, which they said 1 year, so that's already in years, so I'm going to take that times 1. All right, so I'm going to take 2,000 times 0.08 times 1, 160. Okay, so I know my interest is going to equal $160. Okay, so my total would be the amount I originally put in, so the $2,000 plus the $160. So that would give me $2,160 total. Okay. Where it does get a little bit tricky is, so like on this next one, it says $18,000, or not 18,000, $1,800 at 6.5% for 30 months. So again, I'm going to put I equals, and then I have $1,800. So 1,000, oh, I guess I don't need to put the dollar sign in this step. Oh, let me start that over. So I have 1,800 times the rate as a decimal. So here's my rate right here. So I have 6.5%. Move the decimal 2 times, 1, 2. So that'll give me 0.065. When I get to the next step, it says time in years. Okay, well, they only give me the time in months. I'm gonna switch to red pen. I'm gonna do it right over here. Okay, so they only give me the time in months. So I know I have 30 months, and then there's 12 months in each year, so I'm gonna divide it by 12. So if I take 30 divided by 12, you get 2.5. So 30 months would be 2.5 years. Okay, so I'm going to take this time, so I'm going to bring this 2.5 back down here, and I'm going to take this times 2.5 because it has to be in years. It cannot be in months. So if they give it to you in months, you just divide by 12. Okay, so when I multiply all these, I have 1,800 this way times 0.065 times 2.5. That gives me $292.50. So my interest is going to be $292.50. And my total is I'm going to add my original amount. So I have the 1,800 plus the $292.50. So when I add those two together, and if you're stuck, use your calculator. That's okay. Plus 292.5, you get 2092.5. So 2092.50 dollars would be your total. Sorry for having to squish that all in right there. So again, if they give it to you in months, you have to divide by 12. They give it to you in months, divide by 12. If they give it to you in years, just leave it the same. They give it to you in months, divide by 12. It's okay if you get a decimal. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Your assignment will be on Big Ideas. Don't forget that I showed you how to get there yesterday. So if you don't remember, go to the discounts and markup lesson, and it's at the end of that video how to get to your assignments. Have a great day.